Good afternoon. Welcome. TSN.ca Wrestling. This here's The Ringer. I got a very special guest with me today. She needs no introduction, but you know what? I'm going to give her one anyways. She is the WWE Raw Diva of the Decade. She's a proud Torontonian. She is the one and only Trish Stratus. Trish, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you. You forgot to add something else. Former classmate.
Former classmate. I didn't want to brag it up, but you know, what am I going to say? So anyways, you're here today promoting Flair magazine because it has, the June issue has a pretty spectacular cover shot of you. How did this all come about?
Actually, Flair got in touch with me at one point to do just a fitness special, and it was like, a couple pages of me just working out, real like, candid shots, and it was kind of neat that, we just started talking to the interviewee. She was like, so what do you do? What is all this wrestling thing? And I'm like, well, and it's always a challenge to tell people about wrestling when they're not aware of the sport at all. So I started to tell her what we do and how we entertain and how we do this whole thing, and it's sports entertainment. And she was like fascinated. So from there, it kind of built in reader interest, going, hey, I think I heard about Trish. Can you tell us more about her? Plus her, the editor, being interested in the story about what I do and living in Toronto and being Canadian. And it just, came to fruition. And suddenly, there was a cover shoot arranged and the story, and they came, behind the scenes and did a day in the life of a diva. And I'm just so happy with it because it's really, it's something obviously outside of the industry, and it's really nice to know that they're kind of looking at the story as an overall Canadian person who's successful in an industry that's male-dominated, so it's pretty neat.
That's fantastic. Actually, that sort of leads me very well to our next question, and that is, being a female working in generally a male-dominated sport, there's been a lot of recent publicity about Annika Sorenstam playing against the boys in golf. You do it almost on a daily basis, really, in a much more physically contacted sport. What do you feel like when someone says to you that they look up to you as a role model, like a little girl? How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel very special, obviously, and it's interesting you say that a girl had said that to me, because before it would be, I got the guy fan base because I'm a chick on TV, and sometimes perceived as hot, maybe, but
maybe,
but for a little girl to say that, which has been over probably the last year and a half, I've had a lot more females approaching me, a lot more little girls approaching me, and getting emails from females, and they basically say that, and I realize, it is pretty neat what I do, and I think that if they look at me as a role model for the sole reason that what I'm doing is I'm being successful at what I'm doing, I'm happy at what I'm doing, and I didn't let any boundaries stop me. You know what I mean? I'm going on, and it doesn't matter if it's a male-dominated industry. I mean, I think over the last year we've really turned it into male and female industry. I think our matches are on par with the men's matches, and I'm proud to say that we are, and is an important element in the show as the men are. So
absolutely, the recent Fatal 4-Way you were involved in, that was a top-notch match. Who do you think gives you the best matches? Who do you really work well with?
I really enjoy, I think Jazz and our chemistry really, really is intense. It clicks. I think we're such diverse characters. I think we're so distinct, and obviously she's so well hated and I'm so well liked when we're in the ring together that it really makes for some great chemistry, and the fans can distinctly get behind either one of us, you know what I mean, whether it's yeah or nay, and I really feel like our chemistry's in the ring, and when I see us go, before we even kind of got our storylines going, just our chemistry alone, just with the past history of us, and I think the visual of us against each other is very strong as well, and so I really enjoy working with her, and I think it really clicks in the ring with her.
Awesome. Well, being in Toronto, there's a great turnout today, and it's got to be exciting for you to come back when you have matches. I was at the Raw in February, where you made your return after your injury. That had to be a phenomenal feeling, coming out and hearing the huge pop of the fans.
Yeah, that was very well timed, put it that way. It was an awesome feeling, not only to return back to the stage, but of course, in Toronto, their Canada Centre was amazing, and they always give me such a warm reception here. And mind you, anywhere in Canada, I get that same hometown response. It's awesome. But it's a great feeling to always be home. And here, it's great to see the support of everyone coming out and to support something that's outside of wrestling, outside the industry, and so they're supporting me, and that really means a lot to me.
Fantastic. Well, one last thing, I have to do it because when I was in the 11th grade, I was too afraid to. Trish, will you sign my yearbook, please?
Of course.
Oh, fantastic. Right here is good. Well, fans, for TSN.ca Wrestling, the Ringer here is incredibly stratified.